Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ahuriri, Napier.
This is the opening edition of the World Cup Triathlon in 2025, and we've got a beautiful day lined up of stunning Hawke's Bay weather here in New Zealand and an equally stunning lineup in this women's field. 27 athletes from all over the globe. And a few of these athletes backing up after Abu Dhabi last weekend, the first of the WTCS events, the World Triathlon Circuit, which is the top tier, and then they're coming down to the second tier event, and great to have the likes of Steinhauser from Italy, 34th in Abu Dhabi last weekend. Erika Ackerlund, a really credible 14th, and then Ilaria Zane with a 22nd. So toes are on the line, and here we go, ready to go in Ahuriri in New Zealand for the opening of the World Triathlon Cup. They are into the water, into the Pacific Ocean, and it's a nasty old start. You can see a few of these athletes struggling with that shore break as the swell rolls in, and we are now into our swimming. So a dramatic start here in Napier.
An arrowhead formed nice and early, means the pace is on fairly quickly. There's a couple of stronger swimmers. You'll see when they get to the first buoy turn at the 300-metre mark. We're going to be looking around about the probably about the 3:40 on the clock. So about another minute's time, and that's when it's a soft turn. It's not a hard 90, so that sort of softens the blow a little bit when large groups get together.
And not much gap between it. It's two abreast. A few of those athletes having to just duck under the side of that buoy to squeeze around. Now it starts to get a bit congested.
Little gap just starting to open up now to the pack, and then they'll start making their way back home. We're looking probably for like a high 9, low 10 minutes for the entire swim today. As we just see on screen, I think it's Zoe Clark followed by now Emma Jeffcoat.
Yeah, and then Ridenour from Switzerland. So
Ridenour from Canada.
Yeah, Canada, sorry.
Yeah, Desiree's a good swimmer, so there's no surprises to see her there. Definitely finished off last season really strongly in Canada with some really strong results. And yeah, as I said, been training in Cambridge now for a wee while. So trains with some of the New Zealand girls that are based there, and has definitely. I was at an open water session a couple of weeks ago with her, and she was giving the boys a bit of a fright.
Yeah, moving
so,
pretty well.
Yeah, look out for her. She could be a dark horse for maybe a podium finish today. Zoe Clark leads out. We've got about 2 seconds later, we've got Emma Jeffcoat making that steep run up the beach.
So Australia 1 and 2, then it's Canada, and then we've got a little group of Kiwis, the hometown favourites, as they storm up the soft sand, all coming in under 10 minutes, and they navigated that shore break very well indeed. So here she is, Zoe Clark onto the bike. Ava Goodison right there, Ainsley Thorpe, the #1 ranked Kiwi according to World Triathlon rankings. Emma Jeffcoat, the #1 ranked Australian, onto the bike, and they are away. So Zoe Clark, Emma Jeffcoat in a position here to stamp their mark on this race early stages. We've seen on this course before, if you get organised on the bike, there is opportunity to get away and stay away. So this first lap could well be a key moment, but you can see the group behind them are working pretty hard as well. There's Goodison, Thorpe,
Roderick.
Ridenour's right there as well. Roderick. So the Kiwi girls and the Canadian have sensed that the race could be getting away from them, and they've closed that gap. So it's now a pack of 6 athletes who have the opportunity to work together and do their best to hold off some pretty strong riders behind them.
But they're going to get a visual here, and I'll see how big that group is. And with the naked eye, it looks like it's about 20 seconds, maybe 25 seconds. And that group there is going to be a similar size of about 7 to 8. Then another 10 seconds back to another smaller group. But it looks like it's one of the American athletes, most likely Ackerlund. We've got Zane, Steinhauser in that group there. Rochelle Hill is also in it. So we see Desiree, as we said before, a very strong cyclist, and she's starting to direct with her arms, but
good hero position, staying nice and low, and as you say, happy to be the conductor in this field. And there's the chase back. That's the race, and they'll be able to have that visual cue on how far the front of the race is a fair amount of looking sideways at each other there.
They've made another 13 seconds, and that was that little pause with Rochelle getting sick of doing all the work, trying to get the Canadian girls and the rest of the crew
waving
to
them
come
through.
So the front group will be told
12 seconds or so.
Just like that.
This front pack, a little bit of time to take on some hydration, some nutrition, get themselves ready for a 5K blitz along the streets of Ahuriri. This is the second pack on the course. We've got some of the favourites here: Ackerlund of USA, Steinhauser of Italy. Any number of these women could have said that they are the favourite coming into this race. They now find themselves at least 30 seconds down. As they go to the blue carpet coming into transition, Zoe Clark, she led the swim, she leads this pack into the transition zone for the final time. The running shoes go on. There's Emma Jeffcoat. 3 Kiwis, 2 Australians and a Canadian out the front. Ridenour has the lead as they have 5 kilometres between them and the podium here in Napier.
Yeah, she's gone out with intent, and this will be a big result if she ends up on the podium for Desiree. So yeah, on paper I would suggest it's going to be her and Ainsley that are going to be fighting for the win, but there's still a long way to go yet.
But a bit of a break here, so Ridenour is setting the pace. And then Ainsley Thorpe just tucked in there, and then is it Jeffcoat sitting in third. So early stages, we saw in the junior races, packs came through off the bike and straight away it got ironed out into 1 or 2 horse races early on. So Ridenour, maybe with a bit of a game plan, she got her feet out of her bike shoes early, and maybe that's a bit of an indication. She just wanted to save the legs in order to get out nice and hard. So Ainsley Thorpe, Emma Jeffcoat, Ridenour, they're your leaders here in the early stages. So both Ainsley Thorpe and Emma Jeffcoat, Olympians. Ainsley Thorpe last year finishing up in 44th place, and Emma Jeffcoat back in Tokyo Olympics 24th. There's Brea Roderick just seeing the race start to run away, and there is Ava Goodison.
Yeah, they're both, you know, early in the season, it's great to see them up the front. They've got an opportunity here to go top 5, top 6 at a World Cup. So, yeah, really good for those girls kicking off their season.
And Emma Jeffcoat, Ainsley Thorpe, and Desiree Ridenour happy to work together and share this workload. And they'll be appreciating the shade that they have under the Norfolk pines here, because that sun is definitely beating down, not a hang of a lot of breeze to cool them off. So hot work here in Napier.
Yeah, this is really cool to see Emma Jeffcoat running well. She's had a year of, 23 was a year of injuries, last year was a build year, and she's looking like the old Emma of the, back in the early days she had a number of World Cup wins.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2.5k left to run here in Napier. Keep your seatbelts on, hold on to your hats, because we're in for a doozy finish. Big strong group of 6 women all running side by side. There's Ackerlund, Hoitink.
Yeah, we'll give you some splits in a sec, but we had Ava Goodison go through 30 seconds down. So they were 68 seconds in front of that chase group, so she can only afford to lose 38 seconds to that second group. A similar run speed to the front girls at the moment, but as we went through, we had Ava at 30 seconds, Brea at 45 seconds down. In that large group with Ellie, Hoitink, Ackerlund, Steinhauser, Hawley, Rochelle Hill, Zoe Clark, they were all at 101 to 103 seconds down. This is going to be a huge step up for Ava. She's come back from a serious back injury 2-3 years ago, and you know, she comes from a run background. You said she's won a New Zealand cross-country title before. As we just see the likes of Hoitink, Ackerlund, Steinhauser, poorly. You've just caught up to Bria Roderick. And we're looking at about 1 point, probably a little more than half a lap, so we're at 1.5K to go.
Because the remaining, 800 metres or so is a few corners. So that's another thing to factor in. So you can hold that inside line. But Ainsley Thorpe loving the home crowd support. They will be absolutely cheering her along. A lot of support from the Australian contingent as well. Many Australian supporters, coaching staff came over the ditch, and no doubt a few Canadians in the crowd as well.
As we see, Ava still got about 10 seconds to a group that I believe looks like Ellie, Hoitink and potentially Steinhauser, but trying to chase it down.
Whoever you're cheering on, this is what we wanted to see. A 3-horse race coming into the finish. Around about 300 metres, 200 metres left to run. If this was on a track, they'd be rounding that top bend, getting ready to sprint for home. Who's got the sprint? As they see the blue carpet in the distance. Here they come, Emma Jeffcoat with the slight lead. Ridenour just on her shoulder. Ainsley Thorpe's just tucked in. Now the arms start to go from Emma Jeffcoat. She's up on the toes. Ridenour's right there. Starts to take in the oxygen. Pump the legs. Here we go. Desiree Ridenour of Canada. They've dropped the Kiwi. It's Australia versus Canada. Australia versus Canada. Here she comes, Desiree Ridenour, leading at home. Who's going to take it on the line? It is Desiree Ridenour for the lead, for the win here in Napier. Emma Jeffcoat in second. It's all smiles. Ainsley Thorpe will round out the podium. What a race from these three. It's the sprint we wanted. It's the result that Ridenour wanted. She hits the deck. She had to empty the tank. And what a tactical run from her. Absolute masterclass. Getting out hard early. Sitting in with the pack of 3 for the mid-stages. She saved it for the last 200-300 metres and then gave it everything. Ackerlund comes through for 4th, and Goodison has to settle for a top 5 finish. Wow, what drama, Stephen Sheldrick. What a finish.
Catch your breath back, mate. That's amazing. Awesome finish, and well done to Desiree. As I said, we believe it's her first World Cup podium and win.
Desiree, absolute race of your life. First World Cup win. Just tell me how emotional and how are you feeling right now?
Oh, it feels like amazing. I feel like I've come so far in the last year and a half, and I'm just so happy to be here and competing at the pointy end of the race this time. So yeah, very happy.
It was a thrilling race from start to finish. You led swim, bike and run. Just take me through how the race was for you.
Yeah, I'm really happy about my swim. I feel like I've been a little inconsistent over the last couple years, but then happy to make the front pack, and we had a solid group of girls working together, and I want to say I don't think I would have won if it wasn't for them, because we worked so hard and we got a massive gap, and then I really just tried to conserve my energy on the run, and I know I have a sprint in me at the end. I left a lot of races to a sprint, so I kind of knew I potentially had it at the back end, so yeah.
Emma, the smile says it all. Silver medal here, 2025. What a way to start the season.
I am so overmoved. I think everyone knows how hard it's been the last 6 years, and I think for so long I thought I would never get back on the podium. So to start the season with such a strong race and to feel like myself running again, this race is not for me. This race is for everyone that ever thought they just can't do it and lost that self-belief. Honestly, just keep working, because when you keep showing up, stuff like this, magic can still happen. Yeah, I felt really, really comfortable. I've been running well in training, but sometimes it doesn't translate. That's really frustrating. But today it felt so good to get off on that run and actually feel like I could go toe-to-toe with Ainsley and Des. I backed my sprint finish. Des was the better sprinter today, so kudos to her. But I'm so stoked to take a silver medal.
That home crowd was wild. Take me through how you're feeling right now.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed crossing line. I really wanted the win today. I just heard the crowd chanting Ainsley, which was really cool. It's awesome to have a home race. Now I'm first race of the season usually actually doesn't go that well for me. So to get a medal in my first World Cup and race of the season, I should be happy with that.
And the three of you, honestly, stride for stride, shoulder to shoulder, you were looking very comfortable out there. Did you have a little bit of energy in the tank thinking you might have that sprint finish?
Yeah, I felt fine swimming, but I actually didn't feel great today. I found the one run pace was fine, but I had nothing in me for that extra part, which is disappointing because usually the run's my best one and I usually have a good sprint finish. So yeah, a little bit disappointed that I didn't feel great today, but I still got third, so can't complain.